So, hello. Once again, I'm back on my old trustworthy Dell Alienware M17 R5 AMD edition. As always, I'm recording locally and streaming. I think that I'm streaming, we'll have to check that, today on Twitch service. But let us check out the stream, if it's online, Vivaldi browser and Twitch. Come on, work your magic. I think I will poke the website. Yes, Houston, we have liftoff. Nice. So yeah, as I was saying, streaming, recording locally, etc. Let's check out the system information first using the GUI method, system settings. Then we move to about the system, and here we are. CachyOS Linux, KDE Plasma 6.6.5, Wayland, kernel is the 7 something. The system has 32 GB of RAM and 2 TB of SSD storage space. The CPU is an AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX, and the GPU is also an AMD Radeon RX 6800M. And here is the terminal. I will zoom in a bit in order for you to take a better look. So yeah, you can pause the stream now or later on the YouTube video when it will be available on my YouTube channel to take a good look on the system information at your own pace, but pay attention on the screen resolution, which is full 4K 3840 by 2160 at 120 Hz. However, as you will soon see, I'm recording and streaming at 30 FPS, but yes, full 4K resolution. Let's go to the OBS settings. Here we are, video, full 4K, 30 FPS. I'm using both the same encoders for the video and the recording, the streaming and the recording, sorry. For the audio is FMPEG AAC, and for the video is FMPEG VAPI H.264, and I'm using 16,000 bitrate. Also, last but not least, the MKV file. Now, what is CachyOS and what is KDE Plasma? Let's check out the official website of CachyOS. As they say, performance first Linux built on Arch. CachyOS ships every package optimized for your CPU, compiled with x86, 64, v3, v4 and Zen 4 instructions, LTO and PGO, on top of a custom kernel with a tuned EEVDF scheduler. The result, a noticeably faster Arch Linux experience with the same rolling release flexibility you expect. And then let's go to the KDE Plasma website, the official one. Plasma is a desktop. Use Plasma to serve the web, keep in touch with colleagues, friends and family, manage your files, enjoy music and videos, and get creative and productive at work. Do it all in a beautiful environment that adapts to your needs and with the safety, privacy protection and peace of mind that the best free open source software has to offer. True story. And then on the Wikipedia, if you try to find the CachyOS Linux Wikipedia page in English, you will not find that, but instead you will land in the Arch Linux Wikipedia page, and to be exact, in the derivatives and other products section, and where at the last paragraph it says CachyOS is a Linux distribution based on Arch Linux with changes and optimizations intended to improve performance on newer hardware, prioritizing gaming among other tasks. As of March 2026, CachyOS is the most, not best, popular desktop distro on ProtonDB, overtaking Arch Linux. And as I have been saying, also the same thing in distrowords.com. Then Wikipedia page regarding KDE Plasma. KDE Plasma is a graphical shell developed by the KDE community for Unix-like operating systems. It serves as the interface layer between the user and the operating system, providing a graphical user interface (GUI) and workspace environment for launching applications, managing windows, and interacting with files and system settings. Plasma is designed to be modular and adaptable, with different variants tailored for specific device types, such as Plasma Desktop for personal computers and Plasma Mobile for smartphones. And of course, all those websites have plenty of good information for you to read, to even mess around. Plenty of good information right there. But yeah, we are here today to remind you what we have accomplished so far, and I will start with the host and then I will move inside the virtual machine. First and foremost, on the host, I have accomplished this customization that I prefer. This is my top panel. Daytime calendar over here, the weather over here, various system utilities over here. And then this is my custom made icon for CachyOS logo. And then this is the application launcher. I have very specific requirements when I'm customizing my Linux distributions. This is my dock. And then I'm using always 4 workspaces. Also, I'm having, for example, this is what I call the cursor factory. You select the folder. If you don't have it in your system, it downloads it for you. And right now I have it, so I just select it and click OK. Then you select a name, then you select the color for the cursor, the body cursor, the outline of the cursor, and then it creates a custom cursor for you based on your own name and colors. Then you can go, of course, to system settings. Cursors, and then you can select your custom cursor here, as you will normally do anyway. So far I have created a few myself: aqua magenta, black magenta, yada yada yada. Anyway, and also I have accomplished my wallpaper jumper. Right now we are in 65 image, but now we'll move forward a bit at 70, for example. Let's move to 70, boom, just like that. Very easy to do, immediate. It survives the restart, the reboot, the shutdown, the updates, and if it breaks, you just relaunch the service and you're back in business. And also my custom terminal, you have already seen it. It's this one. Let me move it here. As you can see, custom fast fetch colors, etc., custom prompt, and then also I have the things that I showed you just before. You can do via the command line. For example, wallpaper, select, and you select where you want to go on your images, or you can check out the status of the image, where are you currently sitting, and the same with the cursor factory. Anyway, what else that I have been using is having the ability for my windows to be on specific spots on the screen. For example, I know that when I will open the Dolphin, it will always be on the right upper corner, once again, like this. Or when I will open the volume control, it will be on the bottom left side of the screen. Boom, just like that. And this is great in combination with this mouse stylers solution, where you move your windows around and they take the shape of that tile at that spot on the screen. Boom, just like this. So yeah, and plenty of other little details as far as the customization goes, like colors, icons, etc., etc. But let us go inside the virtual machine, and while the virtual machine is loading, let's go in this one. I've also accomplished running DaVinci Resolve just fine in the system, no problems at all. Importing my files, sound, video, everything is going well. exporting, no problem whatsoever. Stable performance, all things considered, for this few years old machine. So all in all, some very good progress regarding the DaVinci Resolve Studio. Now we are back in the virtual machine. So basically, what I have done is inside the virtual machine, because I didn't want to mess with my host, I have accomplished basically the ability to switch between bright and dusky, or light and dark if you prefer, themes, icons, cursors, etc. as you see fit. Using, for example, the keyboard shortcut, it asks me which side are you on, and then you can select bright or dusky. I will go with dusky since I'm already in the bright. So just like that, and then it asks you which cursor do you want to use. I will go with the usual suspect of yellow red, and then I will click OK. Then I will select the size for the cursor, and then the system will do its magic in the background, and it advised me for me to restart or relog the system. I'll just move ahead and relog the system. You can keep working, no problem, but it's better for you if you will relog or restart, because a few apps maybe it will give you troubles. I haven't come across, at least from the apps that I'm using, I haven't come across any, but you never know. Anyway, now as you can see, everything is in black. And this is what you can accomplish just with the keyboard shortcut and a few selections that it will ask you. And this goes far beyond the system apps. For example, I will show you a few weird flatpaks like Flat Seal, always a problematic one to customize, or Parabolic. And let's go with GIMP, for example. Of course, the good citizens are always the ones that have an automatic theme switch, unlike, for example, Kdenlive. But I'm sure that I could have customized this to do it automatically instead of the manual way. But since I'm not using many apps that don't have automatic theming, dark or light colors, I mean, I didn't bother with. But maybe in the next Linux distro and moving forward, maybe I will try to cover this little hole in my solution. But otherwise, as you can see, mouse cursor adapts to all the apps, no problem, and everything works perfectly fine. And all these things, after all said and done, I will exit now my virtual machine. I will turn it off, switch it off. All these things and more, I have them inside my CachyOS KDE Plasma guide that I have already finished. And starting today, I will try to implement in most of my YouTube videos. So let's go over there and have a sneak peek. Here it is. Let us go with something like this. So yeah, pay attention in this first paragraph. Attention, remember that the following are 100% correct for my system and my installation. If I have missed a step, made a mistake, etc., please write to me in one of my video's comments. Thanks for understanding. And of course, it's about 30 pages long. As I showed you just before, it has everything regarding what I have done with the system. Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve Studio, both the script for the bright/light theming, the script for the dusky dark theming, and the master camouflage, the one that mixes them both together. And yeah, everything that I try to show you as fast as quickly as possible, you can find in the guide. And I think one of my best works just yet. And also you can just go and use these things manually. For example, I have this section here. Make sure that all apps adhere to same colors, blah blah blah. I've given you all the necessary links to do this manually if you don't want to use the scripts. Just have all of the necessary things installed in place, and I've even given you the commands to do it as easy as possible yourselves. And yeah, if you want to follow my guide, try to take it like step by step. Of course, the most important step is that CachyOS comes installed with Alacrity and the terminal, that both use the fish shell and the fast fetch. In the past guides I was doing this myself. So basically the rest of the steps in the guide, if you will follow, you will have either all of them things that you have been watching in my past videos and even today, or you can pick and choose whatever you want, whatever you wish. And of course, if you will improve something, please share with us. For example, I used to do this thing for my Linux distributions, just like they did with CachyOS people, the Cachy update. I have done a similar script for my past Linux distributions that I have tried on the YouTube channel. Myself, I mean, I have done a similar tool where you just type the command. For example, on Void Linux it was xbbs man, one word, and then it was finding all your system required updates and was taking care of them. But of course the Cachy update is an applet even, and it takes care of a few things that I haven't done in the past. But maybe for other Linux distributions that lack such a similar tool, maybe I will try to imitate it as much as possible scripting wise. Anyway, all in all, after all said and done, I'm quite satisfied with my CachyOS experience, although not a gamer myself. But whatever I try to do with it, customizations, run my favorite apps, stream and record at the same time at 60 FPS while having the game and plenty of apps open, rock solid, no issues at all, really. And I don't know if I will say it's the best Linux distribution or why it's so popular. I mean, like Arch Linux for me it was, or even Garuda Linux Dragonized or Nubara Linux. You know, most of the modern Linux distributions for me, most of them are quite good to use. I didn't have like a crazy good time with Mint or Linux Mint, I mean, or with Pop OS. That was the worst yet, but maybe I will revisit very soon. Or what about, I had terrible experience, but that I think was the Cosmic desktop environment and not PicOS, because then I tried GNOME OS and PicOS and it was fine. PicOS GNOME was a solid solution. But yeah, most modern Linux distributions, for me at least, as far as I'm concerned, I don't understand why one will select one or the other. Unless you have some political thing to say, like I don't like System D or something. But my inner tweaker, I don't know, man. Void Linux, Endeavor OS, and others like more tweaking, even Arch, I mean, like, you know. Anyway, CachyOS, I think it's a fine choice, just like Fedora 44 workstation, like PicOS, like Nubara Linux. Oh yeah, I remembered about Zorin OS now. I don't know why, speaking of why this CachyOS is so popular, for a non-gamer I mean. Gamers I can understand, I think I can understand. But Zorin OS, why it became so popular, it's beyond me. Anyway, no need to drag this any longer. I don't know what I will use the next time you will see me on the stream or on the video. Maybe I will go back to revisit my CachyOS Linux with KDE. No, it was near Noctalia. Yeah. Maybe I will revisit that one. Maybe I will revisit my MacBook Pro with Void Linux or MacBook Air with Endeavour OS. Or maybe I will just go ahead and coin toss and reinstall once again Pop OS with Cosmic. I heard the other day that they had the new version something. Anyway, as always, thank you for everything and see you on the next one. Bye!